Yeah, well, that was the other point I wanted to say. You still think the sea salt is made from seaweed, and yet there's no big, giant, big rock candy mountains of seaweed on any of the ports and down under? You think if there's that much in the shops, you think there'll be some big mountain at least coming into the country at least once or twice a year? A big mountain, you know, and they're piling it into some shed somewhere. You never see that on Google Maps, do you? It's a bit like, remember that time when they started taking normal potatoes from the shops and take them to a nice big dirt pile and starting to rub dirt on them because the dirt meant they were organic and you could charge a premium for them. Anyway, artificial peat or coir? Artificial blonde peat. Some of the bullshit we've had over the years. Always going on about, and when that's made up, it almost looks like milky coffee. So, you know, this is the point about, you know, coffee and coffee grounds. It's really a hook to see whether anyone's spilt the coffee beans about what they're doing in the commercial places. You know, because back in the late 80s to middle 90s, they were selling 25 million fly traps every year. You know, do you think any of those survived? People were coming back for the filthy lucre. Do you think it's probably 50 million fly traps in Europe now and other places around the world as well? Do you think they're selling them for each €1 each, or do you think they're selling them for more than €1 each? Yeah. So some of the salient points they never seem to tell you. You get a bucket of wood chips or something like that, and you fill it up and get it saturated. You don't get any of the so-called Kevin Handrit nitrogen drawdown. So if you get a windrow or something like that, and it's rained on or it's kept quite saturated, there's no nitrogen drawdown basically. It's saturated, so, you know, strict aerobic organisms like fungi can't really get into it. And you have the chance of nitrogen accumulation. Of course, nitrogen is the master element for plant growth. You can actually get stuff growing on your windrows and buckets and things like that. Maybe cyanophyta, leading to liverworts and things like that. So, yeah. The other thing, what about trichoderma? All this stuff about trichoderma. One salient point they don't tell you is trichoderma can grow underwater. You know, below the waterline. I mean, wouldn't you think that would be an important salient point regarding a fungus that's supposed to be a strict aerobe? It can actually grow underwater. Yeah, you're being kept in the dark and fed on bullshit, fellas. A lot of misdirection out there, but I just thought you'd like to know and where we're at today. So, you know, the CP revolution, I think, is about to begin and go off in general. So, you know, yeah. You don't have to go out and buy yourself an expensive bale of peat. Oh, that was the other thing. Remember the story about the, you know, pelletized material? They first inculcated us with the idea that pellets would expand and, you know, swell up. And of course, nowadays you buy a packet, it's like, you know, a quarter the size that you want. You think, oh, it's going to grow 4 times as large. It's twice the price I really want it at. You go home, you stick it in a bucket, and the pellets just fall apart, but they don't expand. So basically, you've bought a packet that's 4 times more expensive than you really would like. They inculcated us with that idea that when you had pelletized material, it would always expand, sort of thing. With their adverts and yeah, so that's one thing. Then we've got the sea sole that probably isn't really sea sole. You never see any big rock candy seaweed mountains anywhere on any wharves anywhere. Yeah, wolves and wolves. Yeah, wharfs and wharves. Yeah. A roof and roofs. You know. Anyway. So, have fun, fellas, but yeah. A lot of back-breaking, soul-destroying work to get to this sort of level, and, you know, they're probably laughing their little cotton socks off every time you leave the factory or the back of the greenhouse somewhere, you know, some commercial place. He'll be back next year. Knowing darn well, rolling on the ground, that he's going to fucking die. Because you don't really know anything. Basically, it's all, you know, they allow you this sort of largesse malaise off into the direction of stuff that has been written in books, when the real story is over there. Sleight of hand, misdirection. Is that spelled S-L-E-I-G-H-T, or is it a different spelling of sleight of hand? Oh, anyway, fun times ahead, fellas, fun times ahead. Anyway, I mean, just look at the colour. It's matching your Koi and your young Peats identically. And this one, as I said when I made it up, it's like a milky coffee. I've been having coffee since I was 7 years old. I know what a milky coffee looks like. Identical, near as damn it, you know. Yeah, very similar, if not identical. Okay, fellas, fun times ahead. See ya. Over and out.